Their last 3 weeks, it's a loss, and then a bye. But you can't sleep on this Steinert team because they have weapons. We just talked about the weapons that Wall has. They have some weapons of their own, of course. Jordan Morrison, he's one name that just comes to mind when you think of this team.
Yeah, because he's versatile.
So, Kev, Somers lost twice in the regular season, once to Lords and once to John Jay. They beat both of those teams in the playoffs. How much has this Somers team grown in the second half of the season?
Yeah, we'll call it the revenge tour. That's what Jimmy Cavallo's been calling it all week.
All right, so here's the last one for you two, okay? A hypothetical question comes to us from Roz, right? You have a matchup of explosive offense. Who would win, Erasmus Hall or Cardinal Hayes? Now, if Coach Jomo was on, I think I know what he would say. But Elio, Jimmy, I want to know. Actually, Jimmy is not going to make a pick. So forget Jimmy.
This is a tough one. I can feel the Elio hate mail being written as we speak.
Welcome to St. Anthony's High School on Long Island as we get ready for the CHSFL AAA semifinal game as the Friars host Iona Prep. And welcome everyone to a special live edition of Huddle Up, a nice little pregame show. I'm your host Amanda Pugliese, joined by Dylan Butler. Dylan, it's a cold night. The teams were out. They were warming up. They went inside to actually warm up. You and I seem to be the only ones here braving the cold.
Yeah, what's wrong with these guys?
Not many football teams on Long Island were still practicing on Thanksgiving, but the Vikings were. They had a special visitor. Coach Perpal dressed up as Santa Claus at practice. Dylan, I know this is something we talked about at the game, and he had presents for his team. He obviously didn't have the Long Island Championship to hand out at that point, but he did have, nice Seaford football blankets. So I thought that was a pretty cool touch by Coach Perpal. I'm sure mine is in the mail. And this is a really big game for Don Bosco because you see coming up after DePaul, they have Del Barton, but then once we really hit October, number 1, St. Joe's, number 6, Paramus Catholic, number 3, Bergen, number 2, St. Peter. So this is really the time that the Ironmen are going to need to kind of get back on track.
Absolutely right.
None of us, nobody got the costume memo? You guys didn't get the costume memo?
No, I didn't. No.
I'll tell you,
I only care about mischief.
I'll tell you one person who got the costume memo. It's either that or Amanda Pugliese is now working nights at Foot Locker.
I don't have time to work anywhere else. But, I sent all of you guys a text and nobody responded.
She even got the flag. I love it.
I said, what are we going to be for Halloween? And nobody responded. I have the whistle if I don't agree with anything you guys are doing on Top 25.
Good one.
But yeah, happy Halloween, everybody. So, Mike, the Quakers, for the first time ever, they are going to the Tournament of Champions final, and they're facing a team in Del Barton. Del Barton is a team that's familiar with this Tournament of Champions, with the style, and making it to the final. So let's take a look. Let's see how Del Barton got to the final. Of course, as we mentioned, the reigning Tournament of Champions champions. They're number 3 in the Tri-State is Del Barton. They take on the red-hot Ramapo, who just entered the Tri-State poll at number 16 this week. Del Barton, though, jumped out to an early 2-0 lead in the first quarter. In the third quarter, though, Ramapo would get to within 1, but the Green Wave offense, they would have an answer. They would score 5 straight goals. Colin Crowley there scored 2 of his 3rd during that run. Top-seeded Del Barton defeats the 5th-seeded Ramapo 10-4.
You were there on Saturday, and I think it might have been 14-0 when you walked in. Is that right?
So it wasn't actually, Kev. And listen, I'm not going to take any credit for Stepanak's win. However, I do think I am their good luck charm because the second I walked in, I saw the Trill Williams, the punt return for a touchdown, and I think I may have been their good luck charm. So you're welcome, Crusaders.
And people are reaching out to you on Twitter about Stepanak's victory.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people, and I like this one. The first tweet we're going to start with, it's actually from Bronxville, so it's a nice little Section 1 Catholic League love. Yeah. 2 perennial powerhouses. When you think June lacrosse, you have to think Yorktown, and you have to think Garden City and Yorktown. Rob, we'll start with you again. This really, it's familiar territory for the Huskers. You talk about battle tests and you talk about that schedule that they have. How do you think that's going to help them as they face Garden City in the Class B semifinal? Freehold Borough and Long Branch. And look, you told us not to sleep on Freehold Borough. Forget the fact that they are the 8th seed in this one. They're a tough team, but so is Long Branch, Greg.
Yeah, Long Branch will definitely not be sleeping on Freehold Borough.